Hey, what's up guys? I'm Jacob Kaufman, I'm of the street, and today we are fixing the gray background bug in OpenShot. So I use OpenShot Video Editor, not for all of my editing, because another Linux video editor called Kdenlive, or at least that's how I pronounce it, is a little bit quicker, just more responsive overall than OpenShot is. However, I use OpenShot for 3D titles. The credit sequence at the end of all my videos and the title card at the beginning of all my videos, I have made both of those with OpenShot Video Editor. OpenShot uses the program Blender. It uses the program Inkscape for its 2D titles, but for its 3D titles, it uses the program Blender to render titles with. The titles are supposed to have transparent backgrounds. If you watch some of my older videos, you will see some of those 3D titles superimposed on me talking. And I did that once again because the background of the 3D titles is supposed to be transparent. Obviously, you can't do much with them if they're not transparent. You can't have more than one on the screen at once. You might as well just have black words on a blue background if you're going to have non-transparent backgrounds for titles. Now, OpenShot, a while ago, like a year ago or 6 months ago, it was probably more than a year ago, had a bug with a new version of Ubuntu that came out, and I was one of the people who experienced the bug the first time around. The bug was that in OpenShot, if you render a 3D title, rather than the background of the title being transparent, the background of the title was gray. So if you try and drag the title over a solid color even, if you want a title on top of blue, or if you want a title on top of green, you can't have words on top of a green background. It had to be gray, the specific shade of gray that was programmed in. And the OpenShot team responded to that fairly quickly back then. That was back then. This is now. Problem is still occurring on Linux Mint Debian Edition. And yeah, I mean, not the best thing to be happening, that problem. Nobody else but me is having it. Apparently I'm the only, I've checked, I'm using the most up-to-date possible version of OpenShot, the most up-to-date release version of Blender. I don't know what the problem is. Well, I do know what the problem is. It's that OpenShot's Blender files that it saves, that they've got the files saved that it uses to render things in Blender, the files are set to the wrong options. And I'm going to show you how to fix that right now in case you're experiencing this bug too.
So here we are on the desktop. Excuse that thing. Now, first, before we start, I want to show you just so you're aware exactly what I'm talking about in case I didn't say it good enough for you to understand me. You'll see I already fixed the glass slider effect. As you can see, the background of this is black, and if I were to render this and put it on top of another video, the other video would be in the background. However, another title that I'm going to need to use is the Rotate 360 Degrees title. As you can see, the background is gray. So if I type in... Actually, let's just render this. This is a default file. I'm going to click Render, and at the same time, I am going to open up another video. I've got a camera dump here. So, alright, here's a...
Alright, well now...
Here's a video. So that's a video of a Chromebook thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to upload that or not yet, but I'm going to drag that into OpenShot. As you can see, it's in my library now. Now I just got to wait for this thing to finish rendering. So that's finished rendering. And I'm going to drag this video onto the track thing. And as you can see, I'm going to mute this track just so the sound doesn't come through on this recording. But you've got me pointing a shaky camera at a laptop, and bam! Look at that. Video just cut out. And, you know, this is kind of slow because it's in preview mode, and it's not actually a rendered file yet. But if you look, if I go in frame by frame, or not quite frame by frame, but if I'm dragging through the timeline, as soon, you can see down here in the bottom left of the screen, right here, as soon as my scrub bar gets on top of the title, I don't have the video in the background. It's a gray background. Who would want a solid gray background behind a really cool looking title like that? It totally kills the effect of the title when I can't have it on top of another video. So what I want is to have the title on top of the video without having that big, ugly gray background, this thing right here in the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to close OpenShot, and we're going to open up your terminal. Now what we're going to do is type sudo blender, and obviously you need to have Blender installed to do this. You also need to have OpenShot installed to do this. Go figure. So we're going to open Blender as a root user. Now, you do need to do it as a root user. You cannot just open it. I'm sorry, you just can't. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up a folder, and this folder, at least for me, the one that works, is /user/share/py shared /OpenShot/Blender/blend. Now what you can do is you can open up a terminal, another terminal, and if you don't know where your Blender files are, the names of the Blender files are right here. So the one I want is rotate_360.blend. So what you can do is you can go into a terminal, type cd/ to get to your root of your hard drive, and then type the command locate rotate_360.blend. And then press enter, and it will search your entire, partition for that file, rotate360_blend. Now there's a /user/lib file here, and then there's also /user/share. The only reason I'm using the /user/share is because it's the first one I tried, and it worked for the other title that I did this with. So yeah, you can try either one. If one of these doesn't work, you can go back and try the other one. What we're going to do is we're going to open up once again rotate_360.blend. You can see it there. We're going to open that up because that's what we want to fix. You can do this for any one of these. These are all the 3D animations in Blender. So we're going to double click that, open it up. As you can see, this is the Blender file. Now we're not going to touch it. Don't touch it. If you touch it, you're going to screw up the template. What this is a template that when you type in your text, OpenShot puts all of your settings into Blender. So if you mess with this file, you're going to mess up the functionality. We're only going to touch one specific part of this file. What we're going to do is go over to this right sidebar here, scroll down until you get to, where is it? So when I opened up this file, for some reason, this panel here got switched to font, which is the button with an F on it. What you're going to want to do, find this panel on the right side, this row of buttons here, find the little button that looks like a camera, type of active display, or type of active data to display and edit. Alright, click on that, then go down here and under shading, it's the shading section, might be collapsed, uncollapse it, sorry I keep right clicking on accident, go to where it says alpha, and you'll see it says sky here. This drop down box, the alpha drop down box, click on that, change it from sky to transparent. That's it. All you need to do now, obviously file, save, and then you should close Blender. And what you did was you just went and told the template file to have a transparent background, which for some reason they neglected to do when they made that version of OpenShot. So you can close your terminal now, go back to OpenShot, and now I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go to Title, New Animated Title, going to scroll down to Rotate 360 degrees. This time, there's no background. As you can see, it's a black background. I'm going to go ahead and click Render, just so we have a default file. And once again, I'm going to drag the exact same video clip to my project, just so I can demonstrate what I want it to look like. Obviously, I'm not using a title called My Title. You'll see this in a second. Alright, so we're finishing up on our render here. Didn't take too long at all. Now we're going to, once again, drag that video clip in, drag this title in. This time, you'll see, still a little bit laggy. Gonna actually pause the video and not have it playing back. If I just scrub through here, though, this time you'll see, look down here at the bottom left, and then look up here at the video preview. When my scrub bar gets over the title, there is not a gray background. It's just the video, and then the title. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. The title, there's words on top of the camera shot. That is the future right there. I'm just kidding. It's been that way for years. But in case it broke for you, this is how to fix it again. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. Like I said, this bug was reportedly fixed a long time ago. I don't know why it's back or if they're going to fix it in a future OpenShot release. But for the meantime, or in case this ever happens again, that's how you can manually set it back. Like I said, you need to repeat that process for every different 3D title you want to use. But you should only have to do it once per type of title. So yeah, that's all for this episode. If you have any more questions, if you have any questions about OpenShot or video editing in general, or any questions about Linux at all, please leave a comment on the video page, or you can join us at nerdonthestreet.com. For now, I'm Jacob Kaufman, I'm Nerd on the Street, and I will see you guys later. See ya.